Awesome. Cool. So, as a start of my 15-minute Fridays, my first friend who's jumping on is Mel. So, she's just going to jump in and just give these guys a bit of a run of who she is, what she enjoys, some of the stuff that she struggled with health wise, and just kind of make it relatable so that you other women out there who are going, hey, I'm having gut pains, or I've got hormonal stuff, or I've got this, or I've got that, and I don't really know, if other people are struggling with it or it's just me. So just going to bring on different women and see, if you can relate to them, and just to know that you're not alone in stuff that you might struggle with. So, Mel, who are you? What do you do? And what is your favorite worst food to eat?
Oh, favorite worst food. All right. So I'm obviously Mel. I now am a personal trainer or group fitness trainer with F45. So I've done a bit of that sort of stuff, but I also did my sports therapy degree. So I worked with a lot of sports teams and in a clinic where I first met Sheridan here on the coast a couple of years ago. So decided for a little change and got into PTing. I've had probably gut health issues for a long time without even realizing it. Apparently I was lactose free as a baby, which I then didn't really know about until I was probably 22. And Mum's like, "Oh yeah, by the way," I was like, "Thanks for telling me."
I've just been eating dairy my whole life.
Yeah. I was always bloated. Like as a teenager, I was a diver. So I was always in bathers. I was like, "Why is my belly always like bloated?" But it wasn't really that painful then. I just thought that was what it was. And then I travelled overseas to Europe, and as you do, you're drinking beer and eating pizza as pastas and all around Europe. And I literally gained 10 kilos and was so gassy. It was disgusting. It was not nice. And so I was like, right, I need to get off gluten. It's not good for me. It's not making me feel good. And so I kind of went off gluten and I felt so much better.
Yeah.
But then I started working at a cafe and so I was having coffees and all that sort of stuff. And that's when Mum was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you were lactose intolerant." I was like, "Yeah." So I went off milk and then felt better again. And then so from there, I kind of watched kind of what I've had. I've tried to stick with lactose-free and gluten-free diets as much as possible. But still every now and then you're like, bowl of pasta, like yum, or a piece of sourdough or something. Like it's hard because you don't really know. I did have a celiac test when I was living in Melbourne. And it came back positive. The blood test came back positive for a celiac gene, but they then wanted me to eat bread for like 6 weeks and then retest. But I was like, well, bread makes me feel like shit, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I just didn't do it. I was like, no, I already know that it makes me feel bad. I'm just not going to do it.
Not going to do it.
So that was pretty much, I was just kind of juggling that, not really knowing much more, I guess, about the gut flora, fauna, health, microbiome, all that sort of stuff that you go through. And so obviously with you going through all this studying as we were working together, I was just super interested in it. And one day I was like, you know what, I really do want to get to the bottom of my gut issues and why when I eat certain foods, I do get bloated.
Yeah, I think it's hard because someone like you, and I see a lot of females like this, you're already like ticking the boxes. Like, you're already aware, so you eat really well. Yes, you might splurge out here and there, but it's not every day. And you might have weekends where you drink, or you might have a glass of red during the week, but it's nothing hectic. It's not enough to go, oh, that's, if you cut that, everything would get significantly better. You already exercise, you're a super nature lover, so you're always outdoors. So, those things that we go, oh, make sure you're grounding and you're getting out and getting the fresh air and getting the vitamin D. You're like, yo, I'm doing all that stuff. Like, I'm doing all the self-care. To be fair, you race around and do a lot of things, but not in like a bad way, but you're always active and you're always doing stuff. So your body, yes, it has a certain level of requirements it needs, but you're not sitting on the couch like a couch potato doing nothing. You're doing the things, you're cooking the food, you're into your natural skincare, into your natural food, you take a lot of great supplements already. So it's like, well, why are chicks like you who are doing the right things struggling so much? Like it just doesn't really seem to make sense.
No, and you just feel like tired, like just lethargic, I suppose, when you eat the wrong food or something aggravates you or whatever. And that's the thing. I'm go out in nature and I do the things and I go to the gym and I'm fit and healthy and I eat well, but I'm in fight or flight mode, and that's also another probably factor is you kind of like, you're in that go all the time. So that's another thing that I've had to learn, which helps as well. But
Yeah,
Definitely
especially
lots of
in
things
your
went.
line of work as well. Like it's intense and you're with people all day and you're pushing people and you're pushing yourself and it is that go when we know our adrenals sort of burn through, your vitamins and your minerals so fast then, but also, you're sort of like, okay, well, where is all my energy going? Oh, it's going to cortisol, right? So that means there's none for my hormones. Or like you said, if you've got sort of gut dysfunction and you don't really know what it is, and it's like, well, I need even more cortisol to downplay all that shit too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So
so
interesting.
what did you learn from running a GI map? Was there anything in there that surprised you or?
Probably the fact that I had a parasite.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay, I was thinking
I
you
was
were
like,
going to
ugh.
say that. I think that's one of the biggest things that people go, oh, I know, like you kind of guess that there was probably like a bit of yeast or a bit of candida or something because you're like, I seem to be kind of symptomatic for some things or bacteria,
Imbalance somewhere.
whatever.
Yeah.
But when there's a parasite, it's like, what the, like, how and why? And I think a lot of like people when they see that, they're like kind of shocked by it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a bit like, no, you're not meant to be there.
Yeah,
No wonder
and
you're shitty.
they can be quite symptomatic as well. Some people will be, asymptomatic for it, but like yourself, like having that can definitely, throw things out and throw that whole microbial balance out as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, what do you think, like for you, when you started your, healing journey, sort of after you worked through the GI map and sort of looked at those different things, what do you reckon helped you the most? Was it, dietary stuff? Was it sort of supplement stuff? Was it focusing on lifestyle and slowing down? Like, what was sort of the key things that you really go, yeah, that was important for me in my healing?
I guess a bit of all of that. Like, got rid of the parasite, yes, first and foremost, get rid of that guy. But then going back to, like, I've done the FODMAPs before with IBS, and I've done, so there's certain foods I still don't really eat, like onion and garlic and stuff. So, I kind of went back through a bit of do's and don'ts and what can inflame you and what can don't, and kind of try to stick away from inflammatory foods. In saying that, my partner now is very sweet tooth, and so it's so hard when he's like, I'm like, it's so hard to have that control. So there's definitely moments where I'm probably a little bit naughty, but just being mindful of what I'm eating, and then definitely trying to slow down or find time to just stop and be okay with stopping and just allow your body to
That's
rest.
really hard though. I think that being okay with stopping is harder than any supplement, any diet, anything else under the sun. Like just being like, I am just gonna be here.
Yeah.
No, I'm
I
not.
generally, when I do, I'm asleep. I just generally go, right, I just need to pass out and have a nap. I can't just sit. But I'm learning. I live near the beach, so it's nice just to go down, go for a quick walk on the beach, no music, no nothing, and just, chill.
Yeah. So if there was like one thing you could tell other women or other people struggling with either a hormonal gut, whatever, what kind of things, like what sort of things would you say definitely do that or don't do that, or what's your advice?
I guess you just got to listen to your body and, like, really try and get in tune with your body and slow down and take some time to actually feel and listen to your body. But run a test. There's no harm in running a test because you might not think you have something wrong, but it's really, really interesting to see where your levels are at in a gut test. So that was definitely a big eye opener for me. But definitely try and be in tune with your body and eating healthy.
Yeah. And like you said, like you can run the tests or feel like you're doing all the diets and the works, but if you're not doing like the headspacey stuff, you can't out supplement that. You can't out eat, all the other stressful things that are going on as well. So there's kind of that twofold. There's the lifestyle, and then there's also knowing what's going on. So sort of what you're tackling with, and you can always go back to it then and reassess and see where you're at. But at the same time, constantly reassessing your headspace, your moving, your cortisol, that kind of stuff as well.
Stress definitely. Like, I stepped down from a position in my job because it was too stressful and it was causing just consumed my brain, and I just was like, I can't have that. So I was like, you know what? I recognize that's not a job for me. I'm going to go here, and I just stood down.
Yeah, and knowing when to do that is really important as well. Knowing when to back off or step down, or when to put yourself first and go, hey, this is not serving me right now for where I am. Let's just step back, because our body's so interlinked. And like you said, if you're in a job that's too stressful or whatever, it's just going to have this snowball effect on everything else.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. Well, thanks for chatting. It was great to see you, and thanks for your words for other women as well. And if anyone has any questions on anything that me or Mel have talked about, please flick us a message and we will get back to you. See you later.
Bye.